Peace. I literally want to share something that just happened, and it's like, I was looking for one of my little earrings that fell off the other day, and this whole time, I'm just looking in the counter, the island in the kitchen, knowing that that's where I had, when I found it, I picked it up and I had put it on the island. But then I remember I moved it because I didn't want to go, because they're so tiny. I didn't want to go wiping it down and throwing it away when I cleaned and wiped down the island. So I moved it somewhere. And I don't remember where I had moved it. And I was trying to think, where would I move it so that I could obviously see it? So it would be obvious to me to see it, for me to see it, and out of the way. Well, I was there looking, and I'm like, where is it? Where did I put it? And I even turned on the light to see if I can see better, and I just could not. I couldn't see it. And then I decided to look somewhere else. I thought to myself, well, maybe I should just take my eyes off of it for a little bit. Maybe I did move it, let's say on the table. That'll probably be the other place that I would have moved it, other than my bathroom. But I didn't think that I had done that. So I looked to the table, and lo and behold, or whatever that thing is, it was right there. I don't know how long, maybe like, not that long, maybe 5 minutes, if that. I was just looking on the island, looking for this earring. And then once I decided to just let go and just turn elsewhere, look somewhere else, I find it. Sometimes things aren't where we think they are. Sometimes things take us taking a step back, taking our attention off of it for a little bit, and perhaps looking somewhere else. Turning our attention towards something else, instead of keeping our attention on something that where we don't have. I didn't have it. I couldn't find it. So there was no point for me to continue looking. I mean, the island it's a good size, but there's only so many places it could be. It's just an island. I have crystals up there. I have a big selenite lamp. I have tiny little mini plants. Just a few things. It's a white kitchen island. So it's like, if I would have just kept stuck on knowing that I had at first put it on the island, and just stay fixated on trying to find it, or I was even looking on the floor, like, did I eventually wipe it down from the place that I had moved it to, and it's on the floor, or it would be in the trash? I have no idea. So I was even looking on the floor. I needed to let go of where I thought it was and just remove my attention from it, because there's no point of continuing to, if you know that there's no water for you to sail on a boat, then there's no point of trying to sail on if there's just dirt. Eventually you gotta realize you have to go look elsewhere for where there's water so that you can sail your boat. So I had to remove trying to force that situation of me clearly seeing that it wasn't on there, and just detach myself. It's a matter of detaching from everything that involves it. Everything. Even if that meant for me to just stop looking for it for now, for a few hours. It's already nighttime tomorrow. Look again. Different, clear mind, clear eyes, more sunlight. I don't know, different perspective. So things aren't always as they seem. Things are not always going to be where we think they'll be. And if we keep persisting and continuing at something that we clearly know is just not, it's just not there. 555. Growing also, detachment is a part of growing. Detaching from situations, knowing when to detach, just like a lizard. There's so many lizards that are here in this house, like so many. From the moment that I moved in here, I had not seen a little baby lizard in so many years, like since I was really little. And it's like it welcomes me, and ever since there's all kinds of different sizes, not big, but with their tail probably included. Yeah, like this size, maybe like this size. Yeah. So anyway, the other night, excuse me, there was one here inside my room, and one of my cats, I noticed that he went grabbing. I don't know if I knew already instantly that it was a lizard, but I noticed that he had grabbed something, and so I immediately made him stop. I know it's in his nature. The ones outside, no, if I see it, I just can't handle it. I can't just not do anything. So yeah, he let the lizard go, and the lizard detached itself from its tail, and I was just watching its tail because it went running off, and I closed the door so that my cat wouldn't go out. It went crawling out of the outside of the room, so I closed the door, and I was observing its tail, because its tail just kept moving and I was literally, I even have a video of it, I was recording, seeing how the tail, after literally about maybe almost 5 minutes, it just kept moving, wiggling. I mean, at first it was a lot, but so I later ended up learning that I knew that they detached their tail to help, like, them be real, to help, like, if a predator has their tail, then they just detach from the tail so that they can be freed. But they also, their tails continue moving to keep the predators, whatever's trying to attack them or eat them, harm them in any way, to keep them entertained, like to keep them to cover up, like distraction. It's a distraction. I was just like, wow, that is absolutely amazing. Nature is just so beautiful and so perfect, and it just is. It just does. It just naturally, it just flows with the synchronations of the universe. It doesn't think twice. It doesn't contemplate. It doesn't not trust itself when it knows that it needs to detach itself from its tail. It detaches itself, and the tail grows back in time, but it goes back. It trusts in the process of that. It trusts in its natural instinct to do what it needs to do when it needs to do it, and to trust in the knowing of when to do it. And I just love how nature is such a beautiful teacher. Just like the trees. I was listening to something of Alan Watts yesterday that reminded me of just nature being such a beautiful teacher. Nothing in nature rushes. Nothing hurries. It doesn't try to be anything. It doesn't compare itself to any other thing. It doesn't see, it doesn't separate through color, or it is discriminative towards anything. It's no hurry. It's not pressuring. It's not going against anything. It's not forcing. It's literally just, it just is. Trees, they just are. They don't try to hurry up and grow. They don't try to be another tree. They let go of the leaves when they need to. They go through the change of literally every single season, going through a new set of leaves, going through different colors, embracing and embarking the journey of the weather change, of even humans that choose to go and do whatever that's done to trees in different times. Some people carve on the trees. There's so many different things that happen with the trees, and they just are. They continue to be. A tree is going to continue to be a tree so long as it has its foundation there. You can cut the trunk, you can cut whatever, but it's still a part of the tree. Without forcing, without controlling anything, without judging itself, without trying to be anything else other than just simply being. There's not even a thought of trying to be anything. Maybe sometimes it's trying to force a certain outcome, trying to force and stay stuck on a certain thing, instead of just taking a step back. And maybe I had, in order to find my little earring, which seems so insignificant, but there's so many messages we can take in even the smallest things. So many things to remind ourselves gently. The island is on this side. I had to turn back to look a whole other way, a whole other direction. I had to look towards my back and turn around. I had to turn around to be able to find what I was looking for all along. I had to release control. I had to surrender to, okay, I'm not finding it right here. I'm not finding it right now. Sometimes it does take, a lot of times it does take us turning another way, stepping back, so that you can be realigned. You have to turn around so that you can be realigned sometimes and find exactly what you've been looking for all along. 1414.